In a bit. Trying to figure out. We're live now. But I'm trying to figure out how to stop my video without taking myself off. There we go. And then Hua, say something. Can you say something? Just say something from where you're at.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Okay. Obviously, it's not as strong as like when it's this. But, anyways, I'm going to see if I can also have a voice memo going. Okay. I have that audio and I also have us going live on my LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitch. All right. So we were eating today. Well, we were cooking / eating. Grateful for the food that was available for us, so we didn't have to spend money. And then also what kind of, there's so many layers to all of this, but we're in a mutual aid space and it's frustrating a little bit also in our reflection. Because
we can start with why is there food free in the first place? Where is this from? Like, hi, my name's Hua. I'm based in Raleigh, North Carolina. One of the staff for the mutual aid space. We just had salad from Weaver Street Market for $8.99, but that's not the amazing. The kicker is, along with this bag of cornmeal, those were originally in a dumpster. So this is how we got it for free. It's like this salad
dumpster diving.
Yeah, this salad was $8.99 because no one could afford to buy it, or they don't not that they afford to buy it. Either they can afford to buy it, or they don't feel like the salad's worth $8.99. This is perfectly adequate food, and Weaver Street Market threw it onto the trash. So we rescued it. We rinsed it. It was very securely packaged in plastic. We rinsed it, and I just finished eating one of them. It's fine. But it's just like really makes you reassess the true value of the things that we consume or we buy. Like, is it really $8.99? Now that we're having it for free, they threw out the $8.99 box of salad, and now we're eating it for free because they threw it out. Something just like that.
And because someone labored.
Yes. Yeah, someone labored for it. Yeah.
Well, someone labored by going through the dumpster.
Yep. Yeah. So it's just makes you.
You didn't skin it?
No, I just ate it.
You washed the skin.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at Ruma and Funa Bombs, for example, we got a lot of food that we call it free food, quote unquote. The bread, this basket full of really good bread, these veggies, those were all going to be thrown out if we didn't take it.
Right.
But it's like, again, value of things. We're selling for some. Yeah, we sell it because we think it's worth the labor, or other things, and all of a sudden it's free because nobody wants to buy it So those are originally going to go to the trash.
Right.
So how do we perceive value and put value? I don't have the answer to that. I don't claim the answer to that. Just like, but I wonder if most people start thinking about it. This thing in overnight suddenly is now free.
Right. And then they probably get to write it off.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, get less on their taxes.
Yeah. Oh my god, someone has donut.
No, that's just like a chocolate bagel or whatever. Not chocolate, but
Still chocolate.
it does look like. Sometimes it's a different type of bread. Like it could
Yeah.
be like a darker wheat or something.
Yeah, but still, it's just like, again, wheat is valuable. People put an extra price tag when it's some
Literally,
wheat.
people are dying because they don't have wheat. Or just like our, like, I just think of people in Palestine or something.
Yeah, yeah, it's like Whole Food Market. You put you call something a wheat, they charge it extra for like, I don't know, another 25 cents when it's wheat.
Is it?
I feel like whenever, like, at least in like brunch and breakfast places, you ask for like toast and they ask you like, oh, wheat rice, and you ask some places they charge just a little extra for like, if it's like not just pure white bread.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, like if it's like whole wheat. Yeah.
Something is like, it's more expensive now.
Versus like enriched wheat.
Yeah. And now suddenly it's all free because they threw it out. It's free now. What's I like? But then here's another thing. I commented on my work department has a Discord group chat thing where I talk about everything and nothing. I commented, oh, word on the street that Weaver Street Market has this disgusting habit of But
we locked the car.
Yeah. Oh, wait, no, lock the car. Yeah, I commented in the Discord that Weaver Street Market has a disgusting habit of throwing out food. If you don't want to see a dumpster dive, let me know.
Other places are doing
Yeah.
that, literally.
But like when I press send, it occurred to me that like I just asked people to like dumpster dive with me, and yet I call Weaver Street Market the disgusting one. Like I was thinking, like, I think some people are gonna think that me dumpster diving is disgusting.
Right.
But it's just like, it took me a minute. It's like, wait, well, yeah, I mean, me going through a trash can and flipping through shit, yeah, that sounds gross, right? But it's like, I call Weaver Street Market the disgusting one.
Right.
I'm gonna stand by that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we're
the true criminals.
Yeah, they initiated it. They made it gross. They didn't have to show it out. They didn't have to. Funny things like that was like a huge part of. I apologize. I need to like step back into like years ago when I just broke up with Kyle.
You're starting to name names, so it's up to you.
Yeah. I commented before that a huge part of our fight every year has to do with this. Has to do with me going through me dumpster diving.
Oh, like he actually had a problem with you doing it.
Yes. I was like, holy shit, that was a yeah.
Yeah.
It was more of his argument was like, if somebody doesn't want to in the and they have it and leave it in trash, and then I should just leave it. It's like, but I have a different perception of value.
Well, yeah, because it's all about this like whitewashed version of like cleanliness and all these things, and like all these like edges and borders.
Yeah. It's also this. Oh, that pulls me back into like this other. So I have this. I like the idea of having a meal plan. Like if I can, if I make time to be if I'm a more organized person, I probably like schedule more like those meal plans ahead, like days ahead of time. My mom does that because she works in a school cafeteria, so she needs to think of meal plans for like kids and stuff like that. So I do that. I wanted to do meal plan, and he said at one point, because I said when when your friend does meal plan, we should do the same. And he commented that like his friend does meal plan because they're poor. Yeah, about that.
See, that's on like sabotage energy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just remembering. It's just like, wait, why was like there's the perception of us like, who came up with the idea that meal plans for poor people? It's fucked up. But again, going back to value, I think like people treat waste as if it's a symbol of being wealthy. Why?
Because a lot of, I think there's also like wealth versus rich, and like there's so much here. I think that like, I mean, this is a whole fucking topic for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because it makes me think about the lack of care, because it's all about extraction for so long. That's what rich has been. And so I feel like there's this lack, straight up this lack of care of like the humanity, but also humanity as in like connection to nature, and like things going into the trash are not seen as per se a relationship to Mother Earth, but more so this process, this procedure that shows that I'm human, that I'm civil. And I'm quoting all of this, right? Like,
yeah, I know.
It's these concepts of like, oh, I'm civilized. Like, because that's the basis of like colonization, was a lot of like Europeans going around to different places and being like, y'all are not civilized.
Yeah.
Because y'all are not like us.
Yeah.
And that's been the whole like dominant narrative for so long.
Yeah. And it's just like, yeah, who started this idea? I mean, I
My
wouldn't
perception?
say. No, I mean like even I'm thinking back, like even my family seems to share this ideology of like, to an extent, of like this classism of like throwing things out is showing that you're wealthy.
Well, it's this concept of like, I'm so rich, I don't need this. Right? Like, for example, Justin Bieber and Calvin Klein underwear, he would literally have so much underwear, he'd wear one and throw one every day. Apparently is what he said.
Oh, I didn't know that
like
one.
An interview.
Holy crap. Oh, wow.
When he was like collaborating with them.
Oh.
Or whatever you call it. Because I don't know if those are considered collaborations or more like just contracts.
Mm-hmm. I think that sounds more like the contract thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not obligated to like keep things after the contract's done. Shit.
No, you just get money and they get like marketing or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, my parents, I guess to some extent they might think like that, but I don't even think that's the conversation we have. The conversation is more like they hoard and they hold on to so much stuff.
Mm.
And so sometimes I'm like, yo, like this is too much stuff.
Yep. But also, it goes into the whole talk we just had earlier about not wanting to step up into leadership. Like, I think throwing things out is also like, not wanting to take responsibility for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Mhm.
this is a perfectly adequate thing, but you only know it to serve this one purpose, and you don't know any other purpose beyond it. You're not willing to explore and read and discover something new about this thing. So it's just,
I
yeah.
will say on the hoarding element, if we're talking about my parents at least.
Oh no,
like,
not that one. But yes, go ahead.
yeah, I knew you weren't like really addressing that, but on the hoarding element for my parents at least, like I know there's a lot of emotion in everything,
Sentiment.
a lot of grief as well that I
Mm.
think is like unprocessed.
Mm-hmm.
I know this through obviously like just my knowing of them, but like I know that partly like why they hoarded so much or why they kept so much was because in this society there has not been enough signs of white people or the people around supporting and helping. So then it was like, we need to keep these things in case this thing happens, then we have the tools for this or the resource for this moment if this thing happens, which is a lot of layers, but it goes back to the thing that we were also talking about before we started the recording was there's a lot of white people who don't show up. There's a lot of white people who don't take action
Yep.
in certain ways.
Yeah.
And I think that's why there's so much anxiety in this world, because if you're not doing things, you're not doing the things that actually make you feel good and fulfill your spirit and make you rich in spirit and soul.
Yep.
Then you're always going to some extent, probably have anxiety because you're not doing the right thing. And
Yep.
obviously the right thing is a very large spectrum.
Yep.
There's many things that can be considered quote unquote the right thing.
Yep.
But there's just also this level of like thinking like the process, the procedure of what is civilized, what is human is that I need a 9-to-5 job type of thing. And then that fucking exhausts you because it's most likely not your aligned with your pattern or passion.
Yep.
And it's not like actually using your skill set that you were like truly born with, or it's taking and extracting from something that you're really good at, like designers who work for like corporations. Like that's art and creativity that is being extracted, and you are never going to be, I mean, maybe some people are, but not a lot of people are in those spaces getting paid the actual amount.
Yep.
Or regardless, they don't feel like their art and their creativity is being used for something that's truly regenerative. And so that also is kind of like soul killing, can be.
Mm-hmm.
We're just exhausting.
Yeah. It got me thinking just a little bit about like when you said not enough white people stepping up. I was talking to a friend of mine who she's a woman of color, and I was talking to her about like because I don't think I'm revealing too much information here, but her husband is on DACA, so they're in a very precarious relationship situation there right now. I was just checking to make sure that she's okay, her family's doing okay. Letting her know that like we're setting up trainings to help people like get a sense of how to build community, how to organize around the issue that they worry about, like ICE. And she commented that like the ICE patrols, like for example, the ICE patrol stuff is really something that like white people need to step up to do. And it's like, yeah. And the irony is like, there was this person who from my department as I'm in grad school, full disclosure, there's a person in my department at a university who is right now a student senator, whatever you fucking call it. Either way, it's and she says she wants to make changes. Okay. Mm-hmm. And yet she doesn't want to subscribe to the spicy issues. So it's like, what change are you doing?
What did she say she wanted to do?
She wanted to make changes around the way she wants to affect change and be a change maker, whatever you call that thing. Like using that terminology, and yet you don't want to stand behind issue that you think is too spicy for you. Because like she doesn't want to stand behind that issue on immigration stuff. Ironically, like, my friend I told you about just now, that she said like white people need to get on that ICE watch shit.
Oh, she said this.
No, different people. Like a friend of mine who is married to a guy who's on DACA says that white people need to get on that Ice Watch stuff, and yet here is this white woman at my university who is a student government who is afraid of getting on spicy stuff like this because she's afraid that it's gonna like tarnish her record to get into MIT.
Yeah, I think.
Lady, you're a white woman.
Right, that's the most interesting thing because at the same I'm trying.
Okay.
Because at the same time, oh my god, so many layers around this again. White people do this work. Some people, some white people. There are certain white people who like know.
Yeah.
And then there's obviously still kind of like maybe majority of white people, maybe
It's
who
few and
are
far
very
between.
like zombied out.
Mhm.
And then there's like the people who want to do the right thing, but then are scared to because they're so used to that privilege. It's like your house is so warm and so comfy, you're not willing to go out in the cold snow to do what is needed. Maybe it's to shovel the snow so people can walk safely. Example, I don't know. But
I mean, we went out and like when it just started snowing this couple of days for like someone suspected ice sighting, and it's just like 2 people stepped up, white people, great. But it's like few and far between. These are few and far between. Yeah.
Right. And like for me, the other layer of all of this is oh my god, so much to say. I don't even know which direction to come from. But like when there have been more and more people saying with this second Trump administration, more and more white people are like, oh my God, things are going to shit. And I'm like,
I told you
wake
this.
Wake up. Because actually it's been this way for fucking decades.
Yeah.
For centuries.
Yeah.
People have been talking about it.
Yeah.
Y'all haven't been listening.
Yep.
And the other layer of it is like, because too many BIPOC, Black, Brown, Indigenous people, rather, I guess, people who are most like affected, are also the people, by being most affected, are the ones who are taking care of it the most.
Yep.
So y'all don't see it because of the history of this country. At least in this country, I'm speaking to the United States of America.
Yep.
I am not even talking to outside of this country right now. Like, because white people are so used to the convenience of somebody else who usually is darker than them to do the fucking work. The shit's been cleaned for a long time and we're fucking tired of it. / it's unsustainable to keep cleaning y'all shit.
Yep.
And now y'all finally see it.
Yeah.
There's a difference. By the time you see it, it's kind of like the iceberg, or it's kind of like the concept of mold or whatever the fuck. By the time you see it, it's already too late.
Oh yeah. Like a black mold in the building. They usually said, yeah.
Right. By the time you see that shit, it's been going on for a long ass time.
Yeah.
And I'm also tired of white people having to, or just people in general,
Hey.
because I understand there's layers to all of this, because a lot of it is like faith in something. And even Christianity is an institution that has been abused and resold and repackaged in like a really fucking weird way for people. So then people don't actually know what is truly like faith, you know?
Faith.
Like religious institutions have taken advantage of all these things and it's become capitalism.
I mean, yeah.
And so like the concept of faith is so different now than what it really once was.
I think even way before capitalism, actually, like even that's like,
I mean, yeah, but I'm just speaking to like what it now has become, in my opinion.
I mean, when the ruling class sees faith to control the masses, that was already a problem to begin with. It's like the people never really like get to claim own the narrative of like, what was Christ about? Christ is the man who whipped the fuck out of the bankers because they were sociopaths. Who is MLK Jr.? He's pro-union, he's pro-socialism, but that got washed out into this like sanitized version of it. Also, I just wanted to like going back to that colleague of mine who is a student senator. One other thing I wanted, when I hear about how she's worried about her position and going to MIT after finishing a master's. I was a little pissed, actually, also because it's like, lady, first of all, you're a white woman from San Francisco who was born here. I'm a naturalized citizen, which means that if Trump wants to like cancel my citizenship, he could do that. But it's like, so why am I I'm a lot calmer than her about all this. I'm not in anxiety. I was in anxiety in Trump 1.0, but like I've been doing so much of the prep work since then. 8 years I've been doing the prep work. My anxiety is just like, everyone else is freaking out. I was like, oh my God, Trump. I'm just like,
because we're in it.
I feel,
and part of it is because we do the work on the ground.
Yeah.
So we actually know what the fuck is going on around us, like
Mhm.
literally physically around us. And that gives us peace because we know we're also helping.
It's different from
We're doing the things that like, because like I think people will have that level of anxiety when they know, because the soul always knows
Mhm.
that like you're not doing the things that actually are helping progressing yourself, your neighborhood, your community,
Yep.
the land.
Yep.
So, your body fucking knows everything.
You didn't do the groundwork. That it is. I mean,
The root work, the groundwork, like
Yeah.
all of it. Like so much of it is a reflection, a prism of what is still in you that needs to go through the process that it needs to go through.
mhm.
And that surrender as well in something that you don't have, quote unquote, like a definition for or a word for, but like the gut knows, the heart knows, the soul knows, your body just knows.
Yep.
And of course there's dynamics to it too. Like as someone who's been abused, like I've had to also work on my nervous system and all these things to know like, okay, like this is not going back into a situation where I was a victim or whatever.
Yeah.
Or like there was dominance over me or something. Like
Yep.
I've had to like work on that
Mhm.
to acknowledge like, okay, it's taken a long time, but it's like, okay, this is peace.
Yes.
And like a lot of it is like sitting in silence, being with yourself, stretching, dancing, like really listening into your inner self.
Yep.
And knowing that's who you are. And therefore, when you are in spaces with other people or when other things are going on and it seems like it's chaotic, you know you.
Yep.
And therefore, you know when you end and you begin type of thing. But also, you can still feel, of course, what's going on around you. We can still feel everything to know, like to be in touch, to stay in touch with the presence of this world is not only about me.
Yeah.
This world is also everything else.
Yes. I think that's the key thing is to understanding you're not the center of the universe. First of all, it's there's something to that. Like it's different, and also like, you're saying you being at peace. I want to like disclaimer to like not the same as you resigning your fate to let the cosmic force to do whatever they want with you. That's not what I'm saying at all.
Right. The peace is also because I have done different things. Like I have confronted my abuser. Like I have had and I'm not saying everyone should do these things. But like, I'm just talking to my personal story of like I have had the conversations. Like I have also in my moments of being someone who didn't do so good, I have made the apologies and the reparations that I can. And partly, even if I can't always directly acknowledge something to the person I may have caused harm to, I also take all of that in and recognize how can I in general do better all the time? Or when I've caused harm to myself, like how do I constantly grow, reflect all these things so that this shit doesn't happen again?
Yes.
Like that's progress.
Yeah. That's a funny thing you mentioned about the being at peace. I was also remembering how just last week, I was talking to the people who were doing the housekeeping at my floor at the building that I work at, because I organize for my union and trying to bring out the people who do housekeeping into the union because, collective power. That's the real power, not the lawyer that you go to. everyone when they get in trouble, they always feel like, oh, you need to find a lawyer. It's like find that lawyer. Lawyers are not superheroes. But it seems
Right.
like the supervisor caught me talking to the housekeeper, asking how they're doing, how much they're paid. She kicks me out of the building that I work at. She doesn't even know who I am.
Lawyer?
No, the supervisor or the housekeeper.
Oh.
She kicks me out, and she also like tried to video record me. It's like
Because what were you doing?
I was asking the housekeeper how much are you paid. I'm like, how are you doing?
Oh,
Are you
then
gonna
the
go?
supervisor came through.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that that's like a thing here where I've gone around asking people at their jobs like how much they get paid, and they definitely like shut down sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I know that there's like technically laws against that, which is also wild.
There's no laws against me asking people how they're doing.
Or rather, like it can be seen as like.
I mean, in
Well, that's good
the
to know there are no laws. But
there's no laws that there's no law against you asking people how they're doing.
Oh no, but asking for pay.
Oh, there's
Are
no
there rules about that?
no.
Oh, okay, that's great. Because I feel like there must be something. that-
No. This is just purely corporate enforced, and corporate wants you to not know your right.
Oh, completely. Like I do think that one thing that's wild. Did I talk to you about this?
No.
Wait, come closer to it. Catch me. But like I feel like white people are sometimes the most, or white assimilated people, I guess is another way to say it.
Yeah.
Like, are the most like unwilling to talk about how much they're getting paid.
It is absolutely within your right to ask each other how much are you paid.
Gatekeeping.
Yes, it's within your right. They don't want you to know that because they know the more likely reaction they're gonna get is worker going. Go ahead, watch it. Workers will not. I mean, you might think that like workers, that your colleague will like get mad at you for being paid better than they are, but really, what happens is that your colleague will more likely go to the boss and say, "Hey, my friend got paid more than I do." The boss doesn't want to confront that.
Oh yeah. I mean,
That's why they instill
sure,
that fear asking about how much you're paid.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. But like,
I mean, it's
Yeah.
really like snitching, right?
is it? But no, it's perfectly fine to ask each other how much you paid. And if you realize you're being paid less than your friend, go to the boss. No, don't go to the boss by yourself. But
Right. I mean, like that's the other part where there's layers to it.
yeah,
Power and privilege are very specific to each person's context.
yeah. I was also commenting that, to be honest, that when the supervisor saw me asking questions and want to kicks me out, takes video recording of me and stuff like that, she's actually a lot more insecure about her place than I
completely.
was. I don't give a.
Completely.
I mean, I was a little surprised that she was trying to do that to me when, like, really, honestly, lady, I should be recording you. But like,
Right. Could have taken your phone out and recorded it.
no, but like, I wasn't. No, she was a lot more insecure about her place than I was in my place. I was not scared. It's like, you can't fire me. You're not directly above me. You're parallel to me. But
I mean, that was the only thing she could do, which was barely anything.
right. And like, yeah, it's. I mean, let's say something does happen to me, shit's gonna ring on you because I know people who is. I know people who will find out about this about me and they will riot. Because I mean, I know my power. My power
that
is.
part. Say that again.
I know my power.
Hey.
My power is in a relationship I built over the years when I'm living here.
Yep.
I worked very hard to build that power. I know who I can trust.
That's also powerful.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's the thing. It's just like power, true power lies in the relationship you build with
Yeah.
people.
Amen. But see, that's also nothing new.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's the part where like that's partly the revolution.
They don't want you to build, but then that's what the corporate has known for so long. That's why they shuffle you and ask all over the place. You get transferred here, you get transferred there. You got put in cubicles.
Yeah.
Like,
For sure,
I mean, I am for open door policy with my office until recently because I want to. Now I'm more closed door because I wonder, like, if shit hits the fan and somebody at the building I work at needs like a place to hide, I'll lock the door for them. But like otherwise, yeah, open door policy. But yeah, this is kind of like being willing to make layers. There's layers to that. It's like open door, closed door policy, and now I'm trying to make it and also safe spaces. So I'm thinking a lot more about safe. I'll help you with that. You got that, okay? But yeah, I mean that's another topic for another day about like what does it mean by safe spaces?
Right.
Yeah, I had to.
And also, like, I know, like, a huge conversation is like technically, like, nothing is safe.
Yeah.
It's all about safer.
Right. So that's the thing that I like. I saw that from a slide, PowerPoint slide from Siembra, which is a local organization that advocates for immigrant workers here in the United States. One of their training slides is that it's not so much about being 100% safe, but feeling safe enough to take risk together. Right. I think that's another thing with white people who are not used to doing the work until there's like a crisis. Is I see a lot more of the talk of like, that's we must be secure. Let's just all stop using Google Form, and because you don't want the government to have your information. Like, first of all, government already has your information at this point.
Yeah, I kind of move with the fact that like they know everything.
Yeah, they already know everything. They probably like, yeah. I mean,
if they really care, they will find it.
Yeah, they will.
I think people also want to feel like they're a big deal.
Yeah, but it's just like I have
like you have to be doing like pretty serious shit to be on their radar.
Right.
Shadow ban technically doesn't count.
No. I know as far as the government's concerned, I'm not really a threat. But I think you have a point about like people want to think that sense of self-importance. I mean, like we all.
Totally. It goes back to white saviorism and martyrdom.
But it's just like it was early on when I was doing the work with other people on campus about like the situation with ICE and preparation for it. There's somebody who commented like, if I want, I can make it so that like we can make it so like if we do a Zoom meeting with people, that no one can see who else is on there. And I commented like, that if I don't know who's on there, how am I supposed to reach out back to them and find out if they're okay, if shit has happened? Like that was there's a difference between like with like NC State. I mean, like that was what I was. It's an ongoing fight, just like getting people to recognize that they're safe enough to take risk, kind of thing. People think that like, that being safe is equivalent to like withdrawing into your personal shell and not come out, don't tell anyone about what's happening to you, what's going on, nothing. Versus, you being in a union, you let us know like the government already has your information. We don't. So, but then if they, like you said, if they don't want to do something to you, they can. At least two people on my campus got their visa canceled and they self-deported. But then like there's another university nearby I know who got they have like 11 people who got visa canceled, but like because the people in the union know about it, they can reach out to them. And none of their visas, they reinstated their visa basically because the union, someone else besides the government know to reach out. So like, wouldn't you rather like people around you can reach out to you when you need help before like, the feds do?
Where was this?
This was just stuff behind the coffee machine, just like that. Yep, there you go. But it's like, I just came up with that counter argument a month ago. I can't wish I had that counter argument like 6 months ago, but you learned. But it's like, government already has your shit. your colleague does them, but wouldn't you rather that we know so we can reach out to you when you need help before they get to you? It's the thing. But that's also, it's not just a white person thing. I mean, I'm talking about like a lot of the people who are from other country coming here for
Right.
better life, but then they really bought into the.
Yeah, I mean, my parents also. That's why I like was key on using like assimilation to whiteness.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't. It's like the solution of whiteness's solution to crisis is go off the grid and disappear into a nothing, so no one can find you. I realized recently that careful. That's okay.
Oh yeah, nothing broke. It's funny how like clearly nobody cares enough to put things back. And also this fork is nasty. Someone didn't wash it right.
What?
Ugh. I can't handle people's definition of cleanliness. It's really because they don't care. They just want to like fucking do the thing just to like follow the procedure, but not actually fucking care about how there's so nasty shit on this fork. And then now someone else has to eat your nasty ass shit.
How many people have used that fork? It's a question now.
No, but that's the thing. I'm not going to use the fork.
I mean, I've been using those plastic disposable ones.
Yeah, where are they? Oh, okay. Yeah, like look at what this is. Like nobody is putting this back. Partly, I don't know where everything goes, but like
It's
also,
all. It should just go here.
well, it's all this
I know.
stuff.
I know.
Like, where does this go?
It is actually a coffee filter thing. So if it's wet, then you hang it to dry. But then when it's done, you put it. Huh.
Yeah, it's just there's like you said, there's no system here.
Well, no one to take responsibility that happens, but it's just like, actually, that's something I want to bring. But the mutual aid thing is just
This is literally an analogy for like everything right here.
yeah.
This is technically dry. Where can we put this?
Oh, give me. Hang on to this. I'll take care of this. Okay. I got it.
Ah!
Because when people only take care of like their own thing and only their own thing.
When people only take care of their thing and only their thing.
Yeah.
Yes, there is a balance in taking care of yourself and taking care of the collective.
How are you a mutual aid? Yeah. It's the same thing with the library system here.
Same thing with the library system.
Yeah.
Here.
It's been 3 years since we opened this mutual aid hub, and we've been talking about having a system for the library system, and it hasn't happened. There has not been a real system for people to check out and return books.
And that's actually not hard to do. You can just have like a sheet and then people just write down their book.
Literally, that was literally yes. That was the A proposal that came out. Still nothing.
I feel like the main person was handling the books.
Who? Who? I haven't seen it for ages.
For 8 years?
I haven't seen it for ages.
Well, she was the beginning of this, right? Am I thinking of someone else?
No. You're not wrong. But they also have been like super busy with everything else. That like.
So that's the other thing, right?
Hasn't,
like there's no succession planning.
No, there's not. So once.
This is the thing, we have to out organize. That's the only thing.
Yeah, I mean it's just not this on the main founder, but when you're too busy and you kind of just shouldn't completely drop off, but it's just nobody really takes ownership of the space. I mean, some people are like the fact that we have Tuesday and Friday be open hours where people can come in and stuff is because there are a couple of people willing to step up and take ownership of that period of time to be the main person. And that's how we had the consistent Tuesday and Friday. But that's the sort of thing. It's just you need to taking ownership. It's what a concept. What a concept. I think people conflate not taking ownership. People conflate anarchy with like nobody has to be leader, but it's like that can backfire.
Yeah.
I don't think anarchy is about like nobody takes ownership or anything. Maybe it's everyone takes ownership such that nobody's overburdening themselves. Not so much nobody takes ownership of anything, such that like there's dying a snowball of bullshit and now no one can handle it. I think that's the thing. I think it should be more of a everyone takes ownership of the space. That the responsibility is not as scary.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of like shared responsibility because your future is connected to my future.
Yeah.
Like, I'm coming in here and obviously using the space and eating food here. So I'm going to clean up after myself.
Yep, that's at least understood.
And like I cleaned out the sink drain.
Yeah.
That was not all my shit.
Yeah.
And so that's me now also leaving this place better than I found it. Not only am I going to leave the place exactly how I found it, but I'm leaving it better than I found it.
Yep.
And I think it's like, I was talking to someone about how like, it seems like white people are the only ones who are disconnected from the concept of like, we are one.
They're learning it. I don't know if
I think it's to their ancestry. A lot of white people don't know their ancestry. But there's also a lot of white people that know their ancestry.
Yeah, I mean that the white, I mean, or maybe they think they know their ancestry because like how the fascism, how the Zionism come about is because white people follow this preconceived notion of their ancestry of like, Zionism, like my ancestor belonged to this land that you guys call Jerusalem, we call Israel. It's like, does it really? Your ancestry actually takes you to somewhere in the Eastern Europe, but yeah. Speaking Eastern Europe, is I don't understand why there's even in white leftist spaces, there's an unwillingness to begin solidarity with people who may have a different background from you. Not everyone does it, but like those who like.
I mean, if we're gonna talk about that, let's talk about Asians.
Oh yeah. The thing about family stuff.
Just like in general, I feel like even okay, I'm so glad we made it to this point because I've been wanting to talk about. I in general want to talk more about Asians' dismissal of like Black issues or like Indigenous issues or like, and because there's layers of Asian people that were like part of the founding of this country, and then there's like the group of Asians that like migrated here kind of like later on, right? So
Mhm.
like my family I'm a first generation American.
Yep.
My parents are the ones who came here.
Yep.
So we're technically part of the later group, but we're connected to like the early group of people because we're Cantonese. So we have like, at least in Oregon, we know a lot of like Toisanese people, and they have like more roots in like Oregon.
Wait, what people?
Toisan, they're like more countryside of Guangdong province area.
How do you spell it?
Well, I guess Taishan, but it'd be like Toisan.
No, but like, I wanted to talk about that with somebody for so long because the movie Sinners,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
the language being used was Toisan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, Dolly Liu, I think, or Dolly Liu was the cultural consultant for that movie.
Right, and all I know about Toisan is like very small percentage of Chinese know that dialect. I don't know the dialect.
I think it's hard for me because I know so many.
Yeah.
Like we have family friends who are Toisanese. The other day I just met someone Toisanese. So like I don't know, it's different.
Yeah. I mean, like I don't know because I'm technically Burmese Chinese, but so a different area.
And you said your dad is from
Xiamen.
We say Hamun.
Okay.
Oh, but you know what I realized?
What?
You know how like I guess Europeans they like wrote Beijing as like Peking.
Sure.
King, you know that?
Yeah.
And then I realized years ago, I was like, oh, it's that way because of Bucking is how we say it in Cantonese. And because the trade was first with the South.
Yeah.
That's where a lot of the original ways of like writing in English or romanization was more from like a Cantonese perspective. Because I never understood. I was like, why is Beijing like Peking? And I was like, finally, I was like, oh, Bucking.
But yeah, like, what is the context? Like, what should people know about like Taishan? Like, what's
I
the
don't know how to
culture,
say that. I would say like they're probably like some of the first. Hakka are also, and my mom's mom is Hakka. Hakka and Toisan are some of the first like diasporas, and Cantonese.
I have a lot of respect for Hakka, actually.
It's all the people who were like in the South,
Right.
Because the South was the first opening internationally.
I took Hakka language as my elective when I was 4th grade.
Where was this? Oh, in Burma?
In Taiwan.
Oh, wait. You were not in Burma.
No, I was in Taiwan.
Oh, that's cool.
Because my elementary school teacher was Hakka.
So, like Soimo, guy. Maybe this is more like
Soimo was like, I think I used.
You probably wouldn't use that at school per se.
No.
I just know like Taifan Su, Amoy, which obviously is more like towards a girl, but
yeah, but it's just like my respect for Hakka has to do with what I read about them during the Japanese occupation of Taiwan. Like their farming practice, well, not even Taiwan. Like when Japanese occupation of that portion of China and Taiwan, their farming practice is they never bend their knee. They always do is standing up because they don't want to bend to Japanese occupiers. That was my like respect for Hakka.
You know, it's interesting because of the westernization of Japan and then the lack of acknowledgement of what Japan did.
Oh, they erased the shit out of like what they've done back then with the textbook.
I mean, they like raped Chinese people, right? Koreans.
Yeah.
And all this shit obviously went to war. And also like ramen is from
Ramen.
Yeah, it's from China.
Yep.
And like Zen is from Cantonese culture.
I mean,
the word for Zen in Cantonese is
Tan.
Scene.
Oh, that was for me. I was like, yeah, Tan. Yeah.
And then now, like everyone thinks of it as Japanese. So much of what is Japanese and so expensive and so white accepted is actually from like my people. So I felt weird going to Japan. And one thing that my conversation with a friend out in Oregon, he also heads a big nonprofit, but like anti-racist organization.
Right.
And he and I were talking kind of about like how, because Japanese people have this like lack of acknowledgement for what they've done, there's all these procedures in Japan. Like everything's so quiet when you're in Japan. Our family, we were so fucking loud because we were laughing and talking, but like the culture, it was so quiet. It was very like orderly, very like clean, which
Sanitized.
yes, very sanitized. And then I saw this comedian, I think, talk about it, like obviously jokingly, but also like facts, right? Facts just more funny sometimes.
Yeah.
And he was talking to how like these Japanese, I'm gonna botch it, so I don't want to like say it, but
Sure.
basically the concept is like they've done all of this because they just want to continue ignoring like what they've done and don't want to address it. So they're all like overly polite and like all these things and like constantly so like quiet and all these things because it's like basically it's because they feel so guilty as a culture. And so they do all these things to basically like, you know what I mean? Like I connect a lot of it to like literally like whiteness and the concepts that like repeat themselves.
I mean, before whiteness, they were also, I mean, going all the before World War II, all the way back to, let's say, 1600, there's a thing that they were doing where they're at war against Korea because like that was the easiest way to get into China. I mean, Japanese themselves were colonizers in practice.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole story is about them being pirates. Kind of not like England being stereotypically perceived as the pirates at the sea, you know, and they are the one who like go all around the world, steal shit and claim shit, and like Japan has that same practice. It's like like they were the pirates to like what English people were. 1600s, like they come in and maybe that's why they were during World War II. They sided with Germany and Italy because they align with that kind of way. I'm probably being unfair to like the fact that we're talking about this without, I don't know, Japanese.
I mean, this is the part where like, as people mostly raised, because I'm saying you weren't born, right? You weren't born here.
No, not in the States.
But
no.
you were raised here for the most part after your 7 years.
10.
Or 10, sorry, I keep forgetting. So at least the majority of your life has been in the US.
Yep.
So it speaks to how little we know about like Ronnie Chang recently had this like moment in his skit or whatever, his stand-up, where he was like, for those in the West, like y'all don't really know what's like the history of Asia, so y'all don't really understand. Oh, I think it was Ronnie who did the thing about the Japanese culture.
Who?
Do you know Ronnie Chang? He's Singaporean.
Yeah, I know Ronnie Chang. Yeah. But I mean, by then, like 3rd grade, 4th grade in Taiwan, they had already talked about Japanese occupation. So.
Well, yeah, because you were in Asia.
Yeah.
And people in the West don't really know this, but Chinese people and Japanese people have like beef stretching from World War II. Because in World War II, Japan did tons of war atrocities. The Chinese people rape, torture, human experimentation, the whole 9 yards. China, all the way down to Southeast Asia, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines, Vietnam, Indonesia. And people in the West don't really know this because there's no Schindler's List for Chinese people. Okay.
Yep.
No one made a dope black and white movie about it in the West, so it's not common knowledge. If you didn't know it, I'm not calling you out. If you didn't know that, okay, why would you know that? That's not your story. It happened on the other side of the planet, okay? Why would you know that? I'm not calling you out. If you didn't know it, I'm just letting you know it happened. Okay, if you grew up in Singapore like I did, they never let you forget.
Yeah.
Singapore's never forget they did that. Never forget they did that shit. Every year, a new documentary, drama, series detailing the atrocities that happened during the Japanese occupation of Southeast Asia. Never forget they did that.
Yep.
And if you grew up in Singapore and Malaysia with that swirling around your head, right? And you go visit Japan for the first time, right? With a lifetime of that stuff still in your head. And you're in Japan and everyone's like super polite and friendly. And there's like Sailor Moon. and there's toilets that wash your ass.
Yeah.
You can't help but wonder, how did these guys go from rape, torture, and human experimentation to Pokemon?
Sanitation, propaganda, and
In
capitalism.
one generation. So I'm just saying, if we give ISIS a couple decades,
I
I
forgot
mean-
about this part.
maybe they'll cure cancer, okay? You don't know. You don't know what the future
No.
holds. I might be judging them a very harsh peer of the history right now. Okay, mixed reaction to that, that's fair enough. You know what? It's a comedy show, not tech talk. Okay, calm the fuck down. Everyone's an asshole, clenched up so tight, Japanese toilets in the washer.
But like, I don't think ICE is gonna be smart enough to cure cancer because
No,
like,
obviously that was a
I know.
bad fat joke. But also on that note, Asians have already found the fucking cure. The West just doesn't want to talk about it.
Mm.
India, China put that medicine together.
Yeah.
Also, don't start cancer.
Kind of hard to. I mean, the thing is, like the U.S., like
The U.S.
capitalism.
is a cancer.
Yeah, that's what.
The U.S. is a cancer until we stop it.
Yes. Well, you introduce so much shit into the system. Like we just had a conversation earlier with a friend about PCB, how it causes breast cancer in over 200 people from my school, and my school refused to say shit about it. Or like,
This is in Texas.
no, NC State.
Oh, right now. Oh, okay.
NC State right now, yeah. Like the school refused, the admin refused to say or do anything about it. Their response to our calling them out was complete silence because they're waiting for us to all graduate. And yeah, if all of us graduate, there's no one else talk about it, right? No, wrong. We make sure that there'll be people who keep talking about it. Like we know that that's their gang. The admin. I mean, it's the same thing with like this it reminds me like this documentary from Japan about the result of World War II with the Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombing. Survivors know that the government was waiting for them to die. Their own government doesn't want to acknowledge their existence. You know, they know that they're waiting for them to die out, and then the government no longer has to like pay for the situation anymore. Like Japanese government doesn't even care about their own people. And same thing with our school. Like the school doesn't. Their solution. The solution to the authoritarianism, the solution for capitalism is wait for the people who complain to die out. And no one will say a thing.
You cool if we turn on the video?
What?
Are you cool if we turn on the video?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I mean, I was just trying to establish a parallel here. It's like NC State University in North Carolina. The admin doesn't want to acknowledge us. They don't want to respond to us. They don't want to say anything because they're waiting for us to all graduate, and then no one will talk about it anymore, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to. Same thing with like the Japanese government, like this documentary I saw where the victims of the bombing know that the government doesn't genuinely care for them enough. They were waiting for them to die out so that they no longer have to like pay for their expenses. But it's like,
Are you talking about Tulsa?
what?
The Tulsa
No, I'm talking about
massacre?
Japanese government.
Oh,
And
I
the-
just connected it to the Tulsa massacre. The
That's-
last known survivor like passed away recently.
That's another layer of that. But yeah, I was thinking more about this documentary I saw where the Japanese government was waiting for the last of the bombing
Right.
survivors to die out, so they don't have to taking more responsibility. They completely truly erase that history. But
Yep.
it's like, why would they want to why would the government want to pretend that history doesn't exist? And by the way, I'm not making this up.
No, you're
If I say that I don't think the government want their own people to know their own history, it's because the documentary started with the interviewer asking random teenagers on the street, do you know what happened? Teenager on the street of Hiroshima today, asking them, do you know what happened here in 1948? The teenagers all laugh and I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yikes.
It's like, wow, you don't know your own history. They want to erase our history. I think I know why.
But it's like even in Japan they're erasing it.
Like the kids don't know their own history. Or at least they're so bad at teaching it that they don't know their history. But it's like, I think I know why they don't want that the kids don't know. Because if you are to recognize that trauma that was brought about by the U.S. government, you have to then contend to the fact that you did something terrible too. Like, why?
That's true. That's fair, actually. That's a good point. I didn't think about it like that at first.
It's like, yeah, because if you were to recognize, like, oh yeah, the U.S. government bombed us. So then why did they bomb you?
Right.
Because I mean, yes, Pearl Harbor, and then that's another thing. But U.S. didn't give a shit about any other country, and they own shit got bombed on. But it's you also you hurt the U.S. government, whatever. That's Pearl Harbor, but you killed, torture, rape, and destroy so many lives in China and Taiwan and Korea and Southeast Asia.
Wow.
You have to then you have to reckon with that and take responsibility for that and take the consequence for that, which you haven't had to.
Also, on that note, when we went to Japan,
Yeah.
we were in Kyoto, and my brother was telling us how Kyoto was one of the places that they actively did not bomb because the president at that time loved Kyoto, and so he wanted to preserve it
Eisenhower?
so that he could honeymoon there or whatever. I was like, of course. Only protect yourself.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's no, don't get me wrong. I'm still mad at the fact that the U.S. did that at all.
Well, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, there's a lot of people that were in the wrong, and it's not just the USA, obviously.
Right. All right. The people most of the people in Japan who suffered that didn't deserve it, I don't think.
No, I mean, a lot of the times it's just innocent civilians always.
Yeah.
Right?
And I think this is a thing that, okay, why am I going back to there's a lot to unpack between me and my ex. This is going back to another discussion I had with him years ago, where I brought up about how I forgot what I said about it, but it was something to the lines of I'm not the U.S. is not taking the responsibility they did for the bombing, and he says something to the effect of the Japanese deserve it or some shit like that. It's no, I mean they don't deserve it. That's just me saying that the U.S. need to take responsibility for what they did with Hiroshima and Nagasaki doesn't negate or cancel out what the Japanese did.
Is there recycling here, or is it just trash?
I think it's just
Okay.
yeah. Me saying that is U.S. need to take responsibility for what happened in Japan doesn't suddenly mean that I'm absolving Japanese of what they did to China. Let's get one thing straight here.
Right. What is it? 2 wrongs don't make a right, or whatever.
Right.
I'm definitely eating more of this.
You go for it. It's
I
good.
like that
It's good mocha.
chocolate. Yeah.
But this is I'm just realizing that his understanding of history outside of white European history is Very little, and yet he thinks he can claim ownership of that history. It's like,
What does that mean?
what?
What does that mean? Claimed ownership of that history.
Like, if he says something, then like I should shut up.
I don't know if that's claiming history. I think that's just something else.
Yeah, it's something else. But it's like looking back, like I'm just looking back, like
On the most basic level, I guess.
what I
it's
should
like
have
disrespect.
said to him instead. But I also know how he would react if he doesn't feel like he gets his way. Wow, he's a child. Sorry, that's my new realization after like 3 years.
I'm glad you got here.
It's like if you like your reaction to you not winning an argument is stomping around the house and
But I feel that too. I've been there.
yeah,
I've just worked on myself.
yeah,
I hope he does.
not important anymore.
I mean, no, it's not important, but as a human, I hope he does.
I mean, part of me, I would be lying when I said part of me isn't hoping that I would get to see that myself, but
That's different.
I mean, I feel that way, but I wish I could see that myself.
Inshallah.
Yes, God hoping. I mean, part of me is hoping I can see that myself because of like I guess
My God.
him the harm that he did to me that I never get to claim directly from him or reclaim.
Yeah, that part's always hard.
Yeah,
Like, as someone who's like done things, and obviously, like, things have been done to me too, but as someone who has done things and acknowledged my wrongdoings, it's always like interesting to see like how much the culture doesn't have enough space for rehabilitation
yeah,
or like reparations, because
Yeah.
a lot of the times it's the disacknowledgement or lack of acknowledgement of the wrongdoing. But even if there is some form of acknowledgement of wrongdoing, how then do you repair relationships? How then do
Yeah.
you repair quote unquote reputation?
Yeah.
And there isn't that.
yeah,
That's the other layer, which is why it is so scary for people to acknowledge when they're in the wrong or when they've done harm. So, you know, there's so much nuance to this. It's obviously not black and white.
yeah. Are there people commenting on that?
One person said hi.
Hey.
But it was a while ago.
Oh, okay.
It was like an hour ago.
I see.
But we didn't have video for so long.
Yeah.
That I think like at some point we had like, I remember seeing like 10 people when I looked over.
Nice.
But I think it's just we needed a video and we were just like all over the place. But
Also, what time is it? Because I need to be somewhere at like 5:30.
at 5,
Let's say 5:30.
do you want me to take you there?
If you will. I'll be fine.
Because I can at least drop you off for sure.
Yeah, you can drop me off at the Goodnight Comedy Club in like half an hour.
Oh, right. You have to be there.
Yep.
Do you need to go home first?
Yeah, I can ask someone to drop me off afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's just yeah. That's just thing is just not saying that a situation with my personal situation is perfect or anything like that, but it's just how often do people I don't think he self-reflects. Like self-reflect, it's like
Yeah.
whenever I start thinking like, oh, this person wronged me or anything like that, some of the time it does cross my mind with, oh shit, was that how this other person felt when I did something like similar? That's like drawing that parallel. Like, oh yeah, was that what that person felt like when I did that? Do you ever had that? Like,
I mean, like, yeah, there's definitely so for me, I've had to work on really acknowledging like the pains that I've gone through that were not my fault.
Is that still going?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's just because we're kind of both far enough from it, and I didn't bring my other mic. This is more of a like put on you mic,
I see.
so that's why it's like actually works better when you're like closer
Mm.
and closer, and obviously any mic technically, right? But I have another mic that catches
Right.
more, but you've seen that one. I
Uh-huh.
didn't bring that one because it's bigger.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna say?
Self-reflection. The whole idea is like when you think when you think like say that person dissed me, that person wronged me, and something you might go back and think, wait, shit, this actually sounded a whole lot like something else I did to someone else. It's like, is that what happened? Is that what I did? Like,
in a way, it's almost like karma. Karma loop closing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or like the concept of like hurt people, which I listened somewhere and they were talking about how like that's actually not a thing that happens as often as people think.
What?
Hurt people.
Okay.
I don't know if I agree with it personally, but I also understand that by saying that, you're limiting people's growth and healing and potential. Because not a lot of hurt people too. You know, like people who've been hurt don't also always cause harm. I think in my specific situation, with my last situation, there's a lot of reflection that I got to have with the ways that I did cause harm.
Yeah.
But if I really dig into it,
Yeah.
there was a lot of harm that was inflicted on me that I was simply responding to.
Yeah.
But delayed enough because I was having my process and digestion process.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was like these very hidden, because he's a performer. He's someone who knows how to like work under the current. He's a musician, literally frequency. So like there's a lot of layers that were like, and whiteness. So like there was a lot of things that like, as I've reflected on things that I've done, I've understood why I did them once I started reflecting on what he was actually doing that I didn't like. And I didn't communicate it. So there's also my responsibility of I wasn't being clear.
Yeah.
But because I wasn't expecting, because I've never been with someone like that. So it was like hard. And I'm not saying like he's the only one in the wrong, because at the end of the day, I have control of how I respond.
Yeah.
So regardless, like I have worked a lot on myself, and I had to really acknowledge the harm that was done to me as a child.
Yep.
And I had to understand, therefore, like how much it takes to be me.
Yep.
How much healing I've had to do to be who I am now.
Yep.
Continuously growing, of course.
Yep.
And just so many of those layers that has allowed me to be able to feel more and be more empathetic in general in the work. But I also have like the friend that I'm staying with, to me, I feel like she's even more empathetic than I am. Like she has even more like layers of depth sometimes that like I am not always the most present with, or at least I'm not able to verbalize. I've noticed this with other friends of mine. And I think that's why to some extent I choose them as friends, because that is not my main strength. Like I can sympathize and I can empathize, but I feel like some of my friends can go even deeper than I can with that, which I really appreciate. But also as I've worked on myself, I've acknowledged how much I was moving unconsciously too. I was tired, I was exhausted, I was moving from basically like sometimes like blacked out energy is one way to say it, where I wasn't the most present with myself and I wasn't the most aware of what I was doing. I didn't know where these things were coming from. So having taken that time to like reflect and all that helped me obviously in having healthier relationships, both obviously with myself first, but also with just the world. Yeah, there's so much to that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's just I was just thinking about like not communicating. It's just also just like not having a tool.
right.
So I wouldn't.
Exactly.
Well, I don't want to use the word blame, but it's just like when you don't have a tool, you only respond what you got.
Right.
I think there's a level to which there needs to be an understand, like, especially if you're a partnership, then there's a need for that person who was past tense your partner, like being able to understand that a bit better, about like having more patience. If you're there's need for patience and understanding in partnership. This is like,
Oh, for sure.
yeah.
But
So
I
that-
had no patience
neither did he. So
in different ways, right?
yeah,
Yeah. And at the end of the day, like, I think that he has reflected a bit more, but he has not communicated with me everything. And so whenever he has made an apology, I have felt very like this isn't authentic. One time I wasn't even talking about him. I was talking about a whole other situation on my Instagram story, and he hit me up with an apology. And I was like, okay, someone else is snitching, but also like, this isn't even about you. And the fact that you still think, anyways, that was interesting.
he's a lot better than my ex.
All I'm saying is like he called me a narcissist, and I'm like, I don't know.
Wow.
I think it takes two to tango in this scenario because we're adults.
He called you a narcissist.
Yeah, he called me a narcissist, I think. But like, I was abused by a narcissist, so I can't deny that.
There's a thing called reactive abuse.
And then as I've reflected, I was like, I don't know. I think there were things about you that were also narcissistic. And that's why you like said it to me. But again, it's whatever in that sense, because the point is like working on myself has been the key. I only refer to him because it was a space where we both grew a lot. And I learned a lot about myself. I appreciate the mirror that God gave me
Yeah.
in that relationship.
I mean, I'm glad that he apologized to you at all. It's not saying that it's enough, but it's just like, wow, mine never did. When you said,
I mean, I apologize to him too. Like,
Yeah.
we've apologized to each other in different ways.
Right. So in my situation, I was the only one who apologized at all. I wasn't who said or did any self-reflection at all. He said nothing. He has nothing to say back to me. He had, yeah.
Yeah.
Even if he never said a thing.
I mean, I think that his level of care was always not the same.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck. No, it's just.
It's okay.
No, it's just like. Yeah, no, he only cares when it concerns him and the things he likes, which goes back to what my therapist said about. I forgot what it was. I said something. Oh yeah, I think I said something about how like I used a lot of us at the time when I just first brought a breakup. My therapist at one point said back to me, like, well, he was never there to kind of show me that like all the activism that I did, every time I show up for people, how often does he show up with you? And the answer to that was like 3 times. 3 times for throughout the 5 years, 3 times. And he never took I mean, it's something, I mean, he never made it, he never take any responsibility of that is the thing. He never took responsibility. It's just yeah, he wanted to make it he wanted to make me the one who always like, I should be the one to ask him like, do you want to go to this like every time? So he doesn't have that. He wants to make it. He wants to make it my responsibility, like whether or not he wants to show up. It's not a does he want to show up because he's. You see what I'm saying? Like it always has to be like if I'm going at something, then I ask him because it's like it'll always only be because it's he wants to make it a case of like, oh, this is something that I want. It is not. There's not.
There wasn't an us.
There was
It
never
just
an
I.
us. It has always been an I. I need to go to ask him, can you want to come? I need to go. It's a similar concept with like the whole workplace organizing in union. There's with organizing, it's just like there's only you can only do so much of the I'm coming to you to with this thing. Do you want to show up? I can only say that I and you so many times before at some point you gotta have to take up the responsibility so that there isn't us.
Yeah.
And he never did.
Yeah.
Not the time when he actually did something was the George Floyd protests, because BLM is so obvious, right? That's so obvious to show up for that, and then he got tear gassed, so he will remember that for himself.
Right. He was actually affected like on a physical level.
Yeah.
And so that creates a memory.
Yes.
And on that note, I don't know if I said this earlier, but it's like that's a thing where like when people decide they want to like actually take action for things.
Yep.
For example, like if you do, let's say, record a police officer or record ICE agent, you also have to some extent be ready for the potential of repercussions.
Oh yeah.
Right. You might have to be ready for getting arrested.
Yeah.
You might have to be ready to get harmed in some way.
Yep. Oh,
there's layers to it, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's also and also like you said with that other person, like fear of their reputation being tarnished. So
the student government lady gal who's like,
right.
What about my transferring to MIT bullshit?
Right. And so it's kind of like all of these things that are lifted up, enabled by each other not taking action.
Yep.
And it's this deep web of codependency, like toxic, obviously.
Yeah.
Codependency of like the domino effect, basically, right?
Just a quick note about MIT. MIT actually said MIT actually rejected Trump's loyalty pact. So, lady, your whole cowardice about not wanting to step up is not going to look good when you want to transfer to MIT. MIT actually was, it's not without the effort from the union at the grad student union at MIT. They are, I don't agree with all the way they go about these things. They're very like camera savvy, but it's like, but then they were through the grad student unions at the MIT. They had a gender neutral bathroom, or at least they're pushing for it. Mm-hmm. MIT is not taking Trump's loyalty pact. They were brave. Well, the school is not brave, but it was because the people pushed for him to like do the thing. So yeah, you saying you don't want to take a spicy issue? That's not gonna look good.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think like there's a lot of fear for sure of the unknown, and like it's hard to be someone who's doing what I've been doing and then be like, yeah, you just gotta surrender and have faith that like doing the right thing is gonna lead you down the right path.
And yeah, sometimes the right path might not be what you think it is.
Also, there's been so many times of like the concept of like, oh, an activist who's been killed, or like an artist who's poor. Like all these depictions don't help. But it's the constant like remember to like listen to your gut, well, take care of your gut. And then also like, yeah, like you will know, like it's that intuition, but it's also on that like,
usually
it moves that quickly. You can actually move quickly when it comes to decisions and all of that. I've had to work on that. That's why like I talk about like working on my nervous system and
Right.
healing so that like
Yeah.
I know my intuition versus a fear response.
Yeah. It's just my ex kicks me out of his house because I attempted suicide of a fight that we had.
Yeah.
Someone commented about like, oh, like you're the one that was in the hospital, but he wanted to make it about him. It's like, wow, okay. But it's also like, what?
Is that me? Who said that?
I don't remember. Somebody did, but I also just remember it's like when that happened, like 20 plus people showed up to help me move.
Right.
In less than a day, that was just like it's not a bragging in so much. It's just like I would, yeah.
That's important.
Because I built going back to how I built the power that I built lies in the relationship I've established. Now, if I had completely become compliant with him, and he kicks me out of the house, I would be a lot more scared. Because I would have not made that would have been a case of like, oh yeah, the only friends I had were his friends, and yeah, that would suck. But it's like,
Yeah.
I made my own friends at the time when I was there. It was a power relationship I established outside of his influence.
Exactly.
I mean, remembering also just like I wanted so much for him to like get to know the friends I made, and he's not interested. Or his response to that was like he's hoping that I would appreciate his friends too. It's like, Carlos, not that I don't appreciate your friends. It's like when I brought up my friends and your friend commented that he's surprised that I have friends, was just like, wow, you really think that low of me. Like your friends don't even like me. Your friends don't even see me as a person. You're really surprised that I have friends outside of your influence. Like, what does that say about them? Like, yes,
I mean, but that's the thing, right? Like the whole definition of like revenge is just a life well lived.
yeah. I mean, his solution to Trump administration is to hide further into a corner during Trump 1.0. I was like, no, we need to start a fight. And I think I know why. That's my immediate reaction was not follow his lead and go go off grid and hide into the darkness. My initial thing was just like, I'm gonna go out to DC and go on the marches and because I've seen for myself when I was in Baltimore. I spent 8 years in Baltimore doing the signing people out for like health insurance before Obama kicks in. I've seen just from there.
I want to go to Baltimore.
Oh,
I should do a trip to Baltimore.
I wish you had seen Baltimore 10, 15 years
ago.
I know. It's so gentrified.
Yeah.
But like at that time, I saw for myself a glimpse of what people's power looked like. So I was able to find I was secure. I found security in that. Yeah, everyone's poor as fuck. We all were. There's no, yeah, but it was just like everyone pitching that 10 cents or $1, whatever, you get a block party. We don't do a whole lot of that anymore. Like whole ass block party. Like we got enough for like cookouts and got watermelon. It was like watermelons, just all the watermelons.
Yum.
Yes, and all the cookouts. It's like just as a we don't need much.
Right, that part.
We don't need much to have a lot for a whole block party.
Yeah.
6 hours of block party of like just like food and yeah.
Right.
That's the other thing about going back to the way we thought about conversation about values.
Yeah. Yep. What a good ending note.
Yeah.
Yep.
like we don't have a lot, but we give like the.
And that's the thing,
yeah.
you know, the person I told you about that heads like a big anti-racist org back in Portland. He and I met through doing a grief circle. And at this grief circle, it was mainly the white people who like brought food. And I remember being like, wow, there's barely any food at the end of this event, which could be just normal because it was already hours long and people had to eat and all that stuff. But what it really made me reflect on is how much white people don't share, or like how it's considered radical when white people share, or like when whiteness shares its resources.
You mean like hot pot?
Or like the fact that like it's always like more than enough food, definitely enough for you to take home when it comes to like melanated people.
No, they gotta trash it. That's the solution.
And then they trash it. That is also another thing. We don't take shit to waste. We go, come over and grab some more food.
Yeah.
Or take this home, feed it to your children, feed it to your neighbor.
Yeah.
If I got too much, like it's not gonna go to waste.
Yeah.
And that's on disconnect because you don't have people to go to. You don't even have people to share. Like it's an honor to have friends, to have people
that you share the excess with.
Yeah, that I can come be a companion with in this life. What an honor. And so that's why I also, like, as much as I can get upset with white people, and I know this is a huge generalization, but I'm also very like sad. Like I think that there's a lot of grief that is also held in white bodies that has not been processed.
Right.
And it's that huge level of disconnect. There's this huge lack of like true friendship and relationship that a lot of people have. And so when we assimilate to whiteness, we also assimilate to that concept of connection, which is really just disconnection. And I think that's why, like we've talked about someone specific because of the assimilation. And then sometimes you allow like a lot of abuse to happen because you're like, well, this is what family is, or like, this is all it can be. And it's a little bit of that scarcity mindset. And I think that's why like our cultures have thrived for millennia. That's why Europeans had to leave Europe, because they were literally dying.
They
were literally dying, and they needed to fucking find resources.
They don't know how to take care of the land that they're on. They only know how to extract.
Indigenous people. There were indigenous people. That's the other thing.
Yeah. They only know how to extract. There's a difference. I mean, do you check into the Red Nation podcast?
No, I don't really listen to podcasts. Funny enough.
The Red Nation, they are leftist, indigenous podcast groups. They talked about land back and ownership, and there was one of the episodes where they were talking about how if you truly have a sense of ownership of a land, you will not do the thing that settler colonizer did. Hi.
Hey, what's up? I just came out to eat a little bit.
Yeah.
I know everybody now. Yeah. What's today? You open till I what? 6. I open till I what? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 1:55 in the morning tonight.
No,
Probably close before.
No, we're probably
published yet.
Okay. So what's today's date?
What?
What's going on today? What you're trying to do?
We were just taking a break from.
We're probably gonna be here until like 5:20.
Yeah.
So like I would say maybe like half an hour more.
Okay.
Yeah.
What time your camp? Your camp probably earlier, like over early hours.
Tuesdays and Fridays for sure.
I'm asking about your agenda, because that's my first time I saw you. So you're my cousin from Nakiwa. You came to trying to find me. It's been over 30 years. You'll be looking for me. And I've been into here and there. So you're trying to take me a place where I can go see my mother, my Japanese mother.
But I don't get.
Yeah, I don't think we know.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. Because I gotta be at least a base for me. So when I see some people and some global people, investor people like you,
Totally.
so I cannot hesitate to really be informed and probably share my information.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I thought. I probably you always from the big castle of Asia, and you'll be here for many years, and you probably was waiting for me to come here because we all got the same imagination. So it's not only being perfect to meet each other. Sometimes it's perfect, but sometimes it might take time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm Gochu Mobutu Pang.
What?
My name is Gochu Mobutu Pang.
Oh,
Gochu.
Carlo Pang. Kuku Tokyo.
Oh,
Yeah,
see,
yeah.
I'm not Japanese.
Yeah, but I'm Asian. So
Oh, you mean that you share ancestry there? I see.
Yeah.
I see.
But I just I came in the laboratory and I kind of came up Boni, Africa.
Bonia, okay.
Asia, Africa, the planet Africa, Asia, European planet Africa.
Yeah.
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 I just came.
Do you want some hot water? Do you want some tea?
Some tea.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
can
if
get
you want to
tea.
do some tea, like those tea
I
that
just
you do,
boiled
like
some.
yeah. On the top of that, I don't really want to be too much, like very too much, but I really want to be exaggerated. But I want to be very super King Kong. I want to ask you, as far as I probably won 100,000 yen, Asian money that is in a commercial, 110,000 yen, zero new money. You think that you can't help me at 110,000? Just probably something like probably 100 yen, probably $20.
Mm.
Can you help me with $20?
I don't have cash on me.
Can you help me with an ATM, like $20 for being homeless?
ATM.
For being homeless.
Yeah. Give me. I need like 10 minutes.
Thank you so much. My picture is in church, man. It's like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom.
But let me double check and make sure
Oh,
I don't already have something on me, so I can like. I got 10.
Thank you so much.
No wait, I got 7. 7. Is 7 okay?
7 is okay, but I just need probably if you wanna do like a little 4 more, I'll take it. $4 more.
Yeah.
My mom, she Asian. My supreme mom. Yeah, but I was born in Congo, and my family is from Asia. I guess.
I mean, yeah, we're all African Asian for sure.
Yeah, I think.
Probably, I'm full blown Asian, but with a lot of
Right. No, I mean. No, it's all right. It's just I don't know. So you. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, but